Hi guys, Richard here from Dadrail. It's another new DLC for Train Sim World 3. We're being a little bit spoiled with these at the moment. And today it's the turn of the Peak Forest route. So if this is the first video you've seen by me, then my name's Richard, and I'm a mainline freight train driver and former passenger train driver based in the southeast of England. I've got to tell you that all the views and opinions expressed within this video are solely my own, and may not reflect those of any companies I may be employed by or associated with. Furthermore, Dovetail Games have given me the key for this route completely free of charge. However, all the opinions expressed within this video are my own. As I've said in the past, if I like something, I'll tell you. If I don't like something, I'll also tell you that. I'd like to be completely and utterly honest about these things. So we're going to do this a little bit differently today. The Peak Forest route is being sold with 3 steam locomotives, and it's being sold primarily as a steam route. There's a lot of steam operation, shunting, you can do banking engines. There's some pretty cool bits and bobs going on with it. But I want to preview the actual route, and from the cab of a steam engine, the route doesn't look particularly great. You don't get a good view out. I mean, just because of the nature of steam engines, but you don't get a very good view out the front or anything like that. So I thought, I tell you what, why not? Let's do it in the 101. I mean, it's the route sort of based in the early 60s. The 101s were sort of being built sort of mid to late 50s. So, you know, yeah, it kind of works time-wise. Not only that, we get a good view out the front. We can see the route and we can appreciate all the hard work that has gone into it. So, let's press the button here. As always, guys, I am doing these videos completely and utterly live. So, yeah, complete with mistakes and everything. All the outtakes stay in. This is being done completely and utterly live. So I've made a custom scenario for the 101. We are 6 cars. We are travelling from Buxton to Ambergate. And like I say, what we're going to do is we're going to drive the route. I'm going to show you a lot of external shots and sort of talk you through the bits and bobs that I like and don't like as we go along. So being that this is a custom made scenario, there is no other traffic on the route. That is purely because like I say, purely because this is a custom-made scenario that I've created to get this train on the route. If you're playing with the proper trains, the trains that come with it, you're going to have all the AI traffic and everything else, no issues at all. The 101 doesn't come with the route. If you want the 101, you need to have the, I think it's the Legends of the Great Western Pack, which the 101 is included with. Okay, so please don't judge my driving. Or my coughing. I've got a terrible cough at the moment. Let's keep a little bit of break in. Let's get this thing set up. For starters, that will be a good start. Right, okay. Lights to white. Doors open on the left. I did notice earlier as well when I was... So I have had a little playthrough of this, I'll be completely honest with you. I've just noticed you had no game audio. Hopefully you can hear the game now. Yeah, I did have a little playthrough of this earlier. And I did notice... down at the back. We turn that tail lamp off. Do not go on the track. I do not recommend doing that. We'll jump in here and we'll put reds up on the back. Oh, train's moving. That shouldn't be happening. Well, I did tell you guys it was live. Brilliant. Hopefully we can get back in before it rolls off the edge of the platform. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Doors are closing. There we go. What a good start. We didn't roll past the signal though. Okay, that's a... It's a bit of a rookie mistake to make that, completely and utterly. It's a good start to the video. Proves that it's live. Okay, so we're at Buxton. We're going to be going down to Millersdale, Bakewell, Rowsley, Matlock, Bath, Cromford, Stondwell, and Ambergate, where the train's going to terminate. So, Buxton. Let's have a little look around here. Loving the period vehicles and the bus there, and as you'll notice, most of the characters, I think all of the AI people, are sort of in period clothing as well, which is quite nice. And the station just looks generally pretty good in my opinion. You've got a nice cattle pen there. Sidings absolutely everywhere. And if we just sort of jump up and go up high, we can just sort of appreciate the draw distance on that and the kind of the detail off in the distance, which is really, really nice. So let's jump back on the train, and hopefully we can drive this thing without any more incidents. Brakes off. Okay, we are into first gear. We're in forward. Let's go. We've got the signal. Let's release the brakes as well. Got the opposite problem this time. We are off. Next stop, Millersdale, in 4.9 miles. So over the next couple of days I'm going to do a couple of live streams, hopefully, where we're going to jump into the steam engines and actually play around with those, as well as run through some of the scenarios. There's a couple of pretty cool things with the steam engines. You've got whistle codes, so you've got to blow the whistles in certain ways to get the banking engines behind you to help. And there's sort of really good sort of operational, realistic operational stuff, which I'm really liking. So we are going to have a play of all that stuff over the coming days. But like I say, for now, it's just nice to kind of sit back and appreciate the route and the work that's gone into it. Beautiful signal box there, Buxton East. All we need from the signal box now is the ability to go in there and pull levers. Hopefully one day. Hopefully one day. Sort my gears out, they're all in there somewhere. So it's quite a scenic route, this one. It's a very scenic route, if I'm being honest with you, and I think the devs have done a really, really good job with it. Scenery wise, it looks very, very nice. It's quite a hilly route. There's a lot of gradients on this route, which I suppose you would expect being in the sort of peak forest area, which can make it, even with the diesel here, the 101, it can make it quite challenging to drive. So I imagine when you actually put a steam engine on this, it's going to be quite an interesting drive. We've got nice semaphore signalling model throughout as well. So that one there, the yellow with the kind of fishtail on it, is the distance signal. So down like that or up, so that's a lower quadrant signal, so it faces down when it's in the off position. An upper quadrant signal is up in the off position. So that's basically the equivalent of a colour light distance signal. So that's basically, that is a green. If it was in the vertical position, we'd be treating it as one yellow. But either up or down, we treat that as a green. Yes, quite a steep downhill gradient out of here, so I'm just going to give the vacuum brake a little bit of a squeeze there. And there's a lot of industry on this line, as you would expect, so there's a lot of scenarios you can play. There's a few sort of branch lines and bits and bobs that come up with it. I'll show you the map in a few moments' time. Loving the clickety-click noise as well. I do really like the clickety-click noise. Yeah, on the old jointed rails there. So as we go into the tunnel, we'll pull up the map. So as you can see, it is quite an extensive route. So we started up here, and we're heading down to here. But you've also got a lot of yards and a lot of sidings and bits and bobs. You've got the spur up to here, which is quite nice there. Yeah, big sort of yards and sidings, lots and lots of bits coming off. So the route is 38 miles. So you've got Chinley up here, Buxton down here, and Ambergate down here. So there's a lot of variety and lots of bits and bobs that you can drive. Beautiful scenery there. Yeah, you can see on the gradient here, sort of coming up here with a steam engine, you definitely need banking. So for those of you who are not familiar with the term banking, basically it's where you have a locomotive and a train, then you have another locomotive that attaches to the back of the train in order to push it up the hill. It's known as banking. It used to be quite common back in the steam days and the early diesel days, where you'd have a heavy train and the locomotive wasn't powerful enough. You'd have a banking engine which would be put on the back, normally at the bottom of the gradient, would push the train up or help the train up, and then would be detached at the top. It would either then ride down on the back of another train to provide brake force going down the hill, or it would travel back down light engine and then do the same over and over again. I think they still use banking engines on the Lickey Incline, actually, incidentally. But yeah, it's not so common these days. But it is something that's simulated on this route, which I haven't had to play with yet, but I'm looking forward to. So we got 1.4 miles to Millersdale. Bit of a mix as well there between semaphore and colour light. That's not uncommon at all. Not uncommon to see that. There is, we need to get a little bit of braking as well now. There is no AWS on this route that I found so far, which for the sort of early 1960s I should imagine would be pretty typical. So I wouldn't necessarily expect to find AWS on it. I don't know exactly when AWS was introduced, but yeah, sort of, I reckon sort of, you know, sort of early 60s when this route's modelled. I reckon it probably wasn't around then, to be fair. I love the telegraph poles at the side of the track as well. That's very good, and the fact you've got all the wires on there and they're quite visible and sort of not glitching out is really nice. As we come into Millersdale, so we've got the main aspect signal at the top and the distance signal both in the off position. So because the distance signal is in the off position, we know the signal at the end of the platform is also going to be in the off position. So because this is a custom-made scenario, we should get green signals all the way through. Like I say, there's going to be no AI traffic on this run, purely because this is a scenario that I've just... I mean, you can put AI traffic into the scenarios, don't get me wrong, but I've literally just sort of taken this very, very basic scenario and put the 101 into it, just for the purpose of making this video. So yeah, the signal on the right that you can see is not ours. Ours is just hidden to the left. You can just about see it coming into view there. And with that stop, everyone has spilt their tea and coffee all over the place. Unlocking doors on the left, and we'll go and have a little look around the station. and into neutral. Again, just with the bridges and everything, just really nice attention to detail. The textures on the bridges look really good, and the wrought iron work there. Loving the rock work. Reflections of the vehicles in the window, that's a nice touch. Oh, and the old goods docks. Fantastic. Old cranes about as well. Another cattle pen over there. Of course, everything you'd expect to see on the platform. With the old barrow trolleys and everything. Nice. Fire buckets. No, that's really quite nice. That is really quite nice. And we'll jump back in the train, lock the doors, and off we go. We're off to Bakewell. I wonder if that's where the tarts come from. Oh, I do love a Bakewell tart. Right, we are into first gear. Let's go. This is definitely not a lesson in how to drive the 101. Yeah, I'm not sure why the 101 wasn't layered onto the route as default. I mean, maybe 101's never operated on this route. You know, maybe the time period is just a little bit out. But I would have thought kind of, you know, having the option. I mean, we do have the option to drive the 101, obviously, because I'm doing it now. Lovely signal box again. Millersdale lime koi sidings, lovely. But yeah, I do wonder why it sort of wasn't in the timetable mode. I guess Dovetail made the decision not to do that, but yeah, I think it would have been a good idea to put it in. I guess the sort of main focus on this route though is the steam operations. So yeah, I do kind of see why they've made that decision. I do love the tall rolling hills, and I love the fact that you can see for quite far away as well. It's really well done. It's really well done. I keep forgetting to change gear. Like I said, this is definitely not a lesson in how to drive the 101. Yes, as always guys, we're really interested to hear your thoughts on this route. I think this is retailing on Steam for around about £30, I want to say. It's somewhere in that ballpark, which seems to be the kind of standard price for DLCs at the moment. I'm not going to get into the whole debate about whether that's value for money. That's down to the individual, you know, whether you feel that's value for money or not. But yeah, that's what they're asking for it. So as well as the route, like I said earlier, as well as the route, if you haven't got the Spirit of Steam pack, you will also get some extra locomotives with this. So you will get the LMS Fowler 4F steam locomotive in BR late unlined black livery, the LMS Jubilee class steam locomotive in BR late Brunswick green livery, and the LMS Stanier 8F class steam locomotive in a weathered BR late unlined black livery. There's also a variety of coaches. There's some Mark 1 coaches in there. You've got some ICI hopper wagons in there, some van wagons, a brake van, various other bits and bobs that come with it. Yeah, it's a pretty good package overall. And we'll just keep the speed down a little bit. I'm just creeping up ever so slightly there. And we get semaphore signalling, of course. Be interesting to see on some of the scenario modes when we're actually following other trains just how well the semaphore signal's been modelled. I do look forward to having a go at that. And actually driving to the signals. Really nice detail on the rockwork there going into the tunnel. Bit of funky colouring going on there on the windscreen wiper. So this train isn't meant to be on this route, so I'll excuse any fault on the train. I'll excuse. We're not picking up faults on the train. This is purely to look at the route. Purely to look at the route. Definitely not looking at my driving as well. Please, pretty please. It's not good. I'm better in real life, I promise. It's just quaint, essentially English, isn't it? It just looks, you know, rural English countryside. Loving the sort of stone walls there as well. Gerald from Clarkson's Farm built those, you know. Oh dear, oh dear. Just that distance. The distance, you know, the world feels really enclosed and feels really busy and really immersive, and I do like that. I do like that. It's a pretty route. There's no denying that. Just going to squeeze the brakes a little bit, get some of that speed off as we head down towards Bakewell. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you haven't already, please do hit that like button, consider subscribing. That would be absolutely brilliant. And do check out some of my other content. I've got some train driver vlogs on the channel. I've also got some non-train sim content. I've just been out to Germany to Miniature Wonderland and to Wuppertal to ride the Schwebebahn. All of that is vlogged on the channel, so do go and check those out as well. Yeah, loving the goods sheds on that are just dotted about. This is it's definitely got that kind of 1960s vibe to it. Almost feels a little bit, and maybe it's because I'm driving the 101, it almost feels a little bit like Diesel Railcar Simulator. Like I say, do not judge my driving. Oh, we've got nothing on the front. We should change that. Let's get stopped at this station first. This stop is Bakewell, Cherry Bakewell. Oh, I'm getting peckish. I could eat a Bakewell. Everyone's definitely spilling their tea and coffee. This is a really, really bad stop. I might have saved it at the last minute. Not too bad. Hey, we'll take it. We'll take it. Bakewell, let's go and have a little look around. Look at that. It's just so... It looks like a preserved railway, doesn't it? It's just kind of got that right vibe to it. Very, very period. Yeah, a little bit weird how the wires just stopped there, but hey ho. Loving the station canopy there as well, with all the dirt on it. That's really good. Very weathered. That's what we like to see. Just looking down across the valley, looks lovely. And the bus. I don't know much about buses, but someone's going to be able to tell me what type of bus that is. Yeah, the modelling on the bus isn't particularly impressive, I must say, but I guess to be fair, it's probably not meant to be looked at up close like we're doing now. I love the footbridge. That's really nice. That is nice. That is very, very nice. Right, what are we doing? Into first. Oh. Right, let's find the right buttons here. Come on. Come on, Richard. Sort it out. Sort it out. You can imagine, can't you? You know, being stood here as a kid, waving as the train goes past. Love it. We are off to Rowsley, platform 1. So we've got Rowsley, or Rowsley, Matlock, Bath, Cromford, Standwell, shall we say? And then Ambergate. Oh, how have I managed to do that? Come on. I'm a bit all over the place with the buttons on the keyboard today. And we'll try and get it up into 4th gear. There we go. We are motoring. There's quite a decent amount of foliage as well, not just the trees in the distance, but kind of the bushes on the floor and stuff, which I do think looks really nice. You haven't kind of got that flat, bare landscape. You have got a little bit of depth to it. And then I love the rock formations. The rock formations are really beautiful. Let's drop a little bit of brake in. So there's a lot of gradients on this line, which is why you need the banking. I love the smoke effect on the tunnel there as well. I don't know if you saw that on the top of the tunnel. Sort of a little bit of smoke staining, which that's really quite nice. So we are 1.5 miles, 1.4 miles. I believe the stations start to get a little bit closer together after Rowsley. Is it Rowsley or Rowsley? So we're a mile out. Should we drop a little bit of braking now? Let's drop it down to about 17. Is it ounces of mercury that the vacuum brake is measured in? So we've got stepped distance signal there, so the highest signal, which is in the off position, means we are continuing to take the main route. If we had the lower signal, the one on the right hand side, that would be telling us that we're taking the first diverging route to the right. It's looking at the village coming up there, and the church steeple and everything. It's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. I need to find a more variety of words. I just keep saying it's really nice. Yeah, these gradients can really catch you out coming down into stations. Are we going to put it on the platform? Hey, that's not looking too bad. I think we're going to release that a little bit. Oh, it was looking like a good stop for a minute. Mustn't get too excited. Opening the doors at Rowsley. Okie dokie, let's go for a little wander. Rowsley for Chatsworth. If you see something that doesn't look right, report it to the British Transport Police. Let's go and have a look around outside. Yeah, we've got the good stock there as well, the good shed. I really, really like these. And the main road looks relatively busy as well, which is quite nice to see. Lots and lots of traffic going up and down there. How far can we follow the road round? Yeah, it gets a little bit dodgy up there, but like I say, it's probably not meant to be seen, really. I do wonder what this structure here is. This looks a little bit too modern to be on the route, maybe. I'm not entirely sure what that's supposed to be, or... Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Water tower there. Yeah, there's the good stock from the other side there. You've got these as well, barrow crossings. Before you had lifts and stuff, if people have to take wheelchairs across or push chairs or luggage, the station porter could use the barrow crossing, which is what this is known as. Let's try and do a flyby shot as we pull out of here. Not that we've been too successful so far with this sort of thing. And we're off to Matlock in 4.3 miles. I mean, I don't think the 101 looks out of place, to be honest with you. Yeah, again, signals on the left there. If we had the signals on the right, that would be telling us we're taking the first diverging route to the right, which would be around the corner here. I have well and truly blown this train up. Let's put something on the front. Yeah, so these sidings here, guys, again, when you're in timetable mode, or in scenario mode, I would imagine these sidings are going to be quite occupied. It literally is because we're in, like I keep saying, because we're in a custom-made scenario that I've just chucked together for the purpose of making the route. That's why we've got no other AI traffic on there. We're not going to any of those places. Oh, private, that could have worked. Oh, there we go, special. Can we get it in the middle? Other way. There we go. It's close enough. We'll take that, we'll take that. Little bit of something funky going on up the top there. There's a bit of a missing texture or something on the top right there. Not sure what's going on with that. I love the sort of, is that wheat in the field there or something in the field? Looks really nice. So we've got the signals on the right hand side here, which means we're going straight on again. If we had the signals on the left, we'd be diverging to the left. So we'll be coming through this set of points just in front of us now and going onto that road there. So we had the red signal, which is our stop signal. That's our red and green. And the one underneath it is our yellow and green. So they were both off, which is all green. And that will be what's known as the home signal. And this will be the section signal. Or it could be the second home. Absolute block signalling that we're running under now is it's not massively complicated, but it takes a little bit of getting used to. So on absolute block signalling, you'll effectively only get one distance signal. Normally you'll only get one distance signal for the signal box area. So if the distance signal is in the on position, that's the equivalent of showing one yellow. You have to assume that every single stop signal controlled by that signaller is also at danger. So if your distance signal is on, you've got to assume every single stop signal within that section is also on in the danger position. You can see the quarries up in the distance there as well. Just a bit of heavy machinery and quarrying going on over there by the looks of it. Let's jump out of our train and go and have a look. Yeah. It won't let me go over that far, unfortunately. Oh no, it is. Yeah, excuse me. Yes, you've got the quarries, which are all looking quite nice. The sidings there as well. So there's a lot of potential on this route for freight services of varying natures. Okay, we are now going to overshoot Matlock because I was too busy looking at the scenery. Let's just chuck all the brake in and hope for the best. Oh, we're on an uphill gradient, so we should be alright. I think we're going to need to release that, actually, you know. Yeah, loads of room. Signal box on stilts as well, that's cool. As we come round into Matlock. Going to be on the platform. Release, 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 release. Ah, it's close enough. We're taking it. We're taking it. Remember to put the brakes on. Unloading on the left. Let's jump outside here at Matlock and go and have a little nosy. That looks like it's supposed to be there, but I'm not too sure what it's all about. Shame you can't go in the waiting rooms and stuff. That would be a really nice touch. Bus depot. Well, hey. I really like this water texture with kind of the leaves on top of it. That looks really, really convincing and really nice. Oh, look, passenger doors are on the platform. Yeah, the amount of foliage and stuff is quite shocking. The bushes and everything is nice. We've got another goods dock there. Ah, British Railways vans outside. Beautiful. And of course the default clutter and builder's rubble everywhere. Let's get back on the train and off we go. Right, doors are locking. We're off to Matlock. Bath is our next station. There we go. So we've got Matlock, Bath, Cromford, Watts, Standwell and Ambergate. So not too much further to go now. Have I released the... I haven't released the brakes, have I? I'm better at driving trains in real life, I promise. You have to take my word for that. Right, we're off. We're going. We're going. Yes, a couple of other YouTubers for you to check out who I know are going to be making content on this route as well. So go and check out Joe, the British Ace, and also check out Megasim. I know they're both going to be making content on this route over the next coming days. Yeah, but I thought it'd be nice to just kind of see the route from the sort of driving cab perspective, rather than sort of looking down the length of a boiler to see it. It does look not. I keep saying it, don't I? The scenery and the modelling, I mean, I think it looks really good. Right, 0.6 miles, we're counting down, okie dokie. Let's see if we can get a half decent stop. We're on a 0.1% gradient, so nothing too severe. We're only doing 40 mile an hour. I bet this is going to jump out at me as we come out the tunnel, isn't it? Let's put some brake in. Right, the brakes are in, they're doing their things. I think we're going to need a bit more. I think we're going to need a lot more. Let's have faith. He of little faith. They take quite a long time to react, the old vacuum brakes, but they're not too bad. Once they bite, they do bite quite well. It's a bit like driving a modern freight train on goods with goods time brakes. They're pretty much the same. Take a long time to react, but when they do react, they're okay. Yeah, I'll take that. That wasn't too bad. Unlocked doors on the left. Matlock, Bath. Let's go and have a little look around again. Hey, these street lamps look pretty cool. Be interesting to see what the night lighting looks like on this. We'll have to do that on stream and have a little look at that. And I should imagine in the snow this is going to look pretty special as well. A nice little footpath there, look, going off into the woods. Yeah, nice. Very nice indeed. Very nice indeed. Lock doors, let's get going. Yeah, I do wonder, you know, if it's just a case of time scale or... I don't know, but for me the 101 really works on this line. I'm guessing on the workshop, on the Creators Club, there's going to be quite a few 101 scenarios made for this. Oh, Cromford is not very far away at all, okay. It's going to be another one that's just as we come out the tunnel there, isn't it? It's going to catch us out. We're going to have faith in the brakes this time. We're going to take it a bit easy and have faith in the brakes. That could be a rookie mistake. We'll soon find out. Okay, let's give it a little bit. It's coming down okay, I think. Another beautiful looking station. Oh, this could be a one-hit wonder. Hands off. Nah, it's gonna have to be released. To be fair, you should always stop on a rising brake anyhow, so. Do you know what? I'll take that. That was alright. That was not too shabby. What have we got in the little hut here? Oh, spare tail lamp. Nice. Love the church building there with the clock. The clock is working as well. That corresponds with what we've got up at the top, which is quite nice. I'm really liking these station footbridges. Oh, we've got to try and do a flyby shot here. That's beautiful, that is. Let's try and get up just a little bit higher. Hey, that's a new asset. I don't think I've seen that before. The old football pitch over there. Yeah, I don't think I've seen that before. I'm pretty sure I haven't seen that before in game. Could be a brand new asset. Right, we're off to what Standwell. We're going with that. What Standwell? Platform 1. In 2.4 miles. Then after what Stanwell, it is Ambergate, which is where this service will terminate. Yeah, so as I said earlier, guys, really interested to hear your thoughts on the route in the comment section below. I do I do read all of the comments. I don't always get a chance to reply to them, but I do read all the comments. So yeah, genuinely interested to hear your thoughts on the route. So we haven't had anything released from Dovetail for quite a while. I think the last thing that we had from Dovetail was the, I want to say it was the Cross City line was the last thing Dovetail released. Because obviously Edinburgh, Glasgow was Rivet. And then we have Midland Main Line, which was Skyhook, I want to say, or Just Trains. My memory is absolutely appalling. Yeah, I think Midland Main Line was Skyhook, wasn't it? But yeah, it's a little while since we've had anything English, I should say. It's a little while since we've had anything English from Dovetail. Personally, I'm not overly fussed by the historic routes. I'd rather have something that's sort of post-privatisation, if you like. But I guess that's just my age. But I can certainly appreciate the beauty in this. I guess the good thing is as well that being that it is historic, they get a little bit of artistic license in what they do with it. Because although there is real world reference material, and they do say that it's all based off of historic reference, you know, it's not going to be 100% accurate, is it? So you can't really get people complaining too much that this isn't right and that isn't right and that didn't look like that and this isn't that. You know what, the kind of rivet counter type people, which, you know, in some cases people have got an absolute right to do that. But yeah, I think sort of coming from historical references, it gives them a little bit of artistic license. Or maybe you're wrong. Maybe you disagree with me. See if we can get another relatively decent approach. We're going to release some of that brake there. We're coming in rather too slow. Does sort of remind me of the Northern Transpennine route that we've got as well, in a way. Come on, it's the penultimate station. We're not going to overshoot it. No, we're not. We're not playing that game. Right, unlock doors. Strong tea. All problems solved by a cuppa. Got my vote. Yeah, sort of not too much about once we actually go outside the station, but the kind of station itself, they're looking really nice. Really nice. Hey, you got a bit of a greenhouse going on there as well. What are you cultivating in there, my friend? Where should we go for our flyby shot this time? Let's go on the wrong side of the wall. That'll do. That's a good vantage point. We'll take that one there. .9 miles to Ambergate, which is where this service will terminate. So I think Ambergate's a little bit of a weird place to terminate. They did kind of address that as well. You know, they had to pick somewhere, and that's kind of where they picked, if you like. But it's a little bit of an odd place. I am generally quite a fan of the way the 101 on here drives. It's just, it feels like a really, really nice unit to drive on here. The physics, the way it sways about and the way it rocks are really quite nice as well. So yeah, I know the 101. It's a Train Sim World 2 train. It's not even a Train Sim World 3 train, but I like the way it handles. I am a fan of it. So we've got 25 coming up, just getting the speed down for that now. Miles too early. End up having to power up now. Yeah, so you can see we've got the main aspect signal on the top is off, but the distance signal is on, which means we need to assume that every single stop signal within this within this section is in the on position. So the signal at the end of the platform here should be displaying danger. Even if it was displaying clear, we'd have to assume that the next signal was displaying danger. So yeah, if your distance signal's on, you've got to assume that every single stop signal within that section is displaying a danger aspect. Ambergate looks quite fancy. We'll try not to span at the last signal. That would not be good. Unlocking doors on the left there. Beautiful triangular configuration with the platforms. You don't see that very often, do you? That is nice. That is very nice. The wooden boardwalk platform there, where the bridge goes underneath. No, that is very nice. You can see way off into the distance there as well with the hills and the scenery. Lovely stuff, lovely stuff. So there we go, guys. Very interested to hear. We'll do that and we'll get to the end of the scenario and then I'll do the closing bits. Did we get a decent medal? Did we get... Come on, what are we getting? It's going up and up and up. Oh, I don't get a medal because it's a custom scenario. Oh, that's annoying. Never mind, never mind. So guys, yeah, really interested to hear your thoughts on the route. I haven't played the Steam side of it yet. Genuinely, I haven't even played that in my own time, not just on stream, but I haven't tried that. Tell a lie, I've tried it for about 2 or 3 minutes. But just looking at the route and the way the route looks, I think it captures the era really well. I think it's modelled really well. It's nice. I haven't found any bugs in the route as yet. I mean, that's only the kind of... it's the first time I've played it all the way through, but I've sort of played sections of it as we've gone along. As I've gone along, sort of trying to sort various bits and bobs out. So yeah, I'm liking the way it looks. I think it captures that kind of 1960s ambience. So yeah, from a route point of view, it's definitely a win from me. But I'd be very interested to hear your thoughts down in the comment section below, as always, guys. Don't forget to excuse me, don't forget, if you haven't already, please leave a like and consider subscribing. That would be absolutely brilliant, guys. You can also join our very friendly Discord community. We've got members of Railway staff and Railway enthusiasts alike over there, who will all be happy to speak to you and answer any questions you may have. I'll also put my social media channels on the screen for you now. You're more than welcome to go and follow my daily adventures as a train driver on my social media channels. Thank you very much for watching, guys. We are going to be having a few videos over the coming weeks on this route, doing some of the scenarios, the steam stuff, the banking engines and that sort of thing, so do come and check those out. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.